Greetings. Hurricane Lane's still with us, so welcome to another Hurricane Garden Show here on the Big Island with Bill. Lane is moving uncomfortably slow. Usually these things, they get out of here a little faster. Lane is liking it here. It's turned somewhat to the north and going up, heading towards the west side of the Big Island here, or along it anyway, heading towards Maui. Still pretty much same as it was yesterday. Yesterday I guess it was about 300 miles off. Now today it's probably a little less than 250 miles away. It's just really hovering. It has nowhere to go, no in a hurry. And it's still a Category 4. So that's kind of scary. That's a big old hurricane just to be hovering out there. On this side of the island, wet. Just water. I live up the mountain, so the water's going downhill mostly, but we did get about 10.5 inches of rain in the last 24 hours here at Mountain View. That's quite a bit. I've seen that much, I guess, before. It's nothing new. But down in Hilo, they are flooding out along the bayfront. See videos from town where it's really, really wet out there. That always goes underwater, though, with just the least amount of rain because it's so low-lying, just above sea level on the bayfront at Hilo. So yesterday, the governor had announced that this is an emergency, and so they closed down all non-essential state services, and so schools are closed, government offices closed, can't get a driver's license, etc., etc. And I assume that sooner or later that some of the commercial aspects would be saying the same, and that has happened. I don't really know what's open or closed around here because I haven't really been out much today, but I keep getting notices on the computer from the Farm Bureau, for instance, that all the functions they had coming up through the 25th, that's all canceled. I went down to the post office. Post office was closed because of Hurricane Lane. Well, hey, ain't no big deal, but whatever. Better safe than sorry, I guess. So many things are beginning to close. I hear Zippy's restaurant chain is closing down as of 4 o'clock today until further notice. There's a lot of stuff shutting. Better off safe, I guess, right now from here. Maximum wind speed between the last 24 hours here on this side of the island has been 7 miles an hour. That didn't last long either. Right now we're getting to 2 mile an hour maybe at the best. It was raining like crazy a little while ago. I was going to turn the camera on and let you have a look at all this and listen to that rain, but it stopped again. It's coming in bands. There must be waves and bands of this, around the hurricane, and it gets drawn in one at a time. There'll be another one soon, maybe before I'm finished recording, so you can listen to it, because, oh man, did it pound last night. Oh, it came down. Yeah, it was quite a storm. It came down so hard that the coqui frogs had to stop croaking lest they drowned. Love it when it does that. There's the rain from Hurricane Lane. Yeah, so like I say, we're about 250 miles off. We're still moving at about 107 miles an hour in rotation. We're still Category 4. It's looking like the thing won't even pass out of the islands until maybe sometime on Sunday. They're predicting Sunday that Kauai, as far northwest end, could get it. We should be pretty much out of it, I think, by Friday night, the Big Island, hopefully. But Hey, it's on vacation here, I guess, because it's just hanging out. I don't think I want to be in Kona today. That's on the west side. Because if the Big Island, gets anything significant beyond just a bunch of rain, that is where it will happen. I have had a few plants danced off the table here. Again, not from the wind. Everything's been from the rain. I've had another Williams banana collapse in the garden, but luckily it wasn't one of the ones with the fruit on it, so it wasn't. It was pre-fruit. I've got braces, bamboo braces on all of mine that have fruit bunches hanging on them because I want to eat those bananas. I don't want to drop them to the ground in a storm. But they seem to be falling mostly because of all the rain. Maybe the pressure of the rain against the plant, the saturation of the soil for sure. The soil becomes wet and it just turns into and everything falls over in it. One of the advantages to having lava for under your feet, it tends to hold things up a little better. Things fall over here very easy. Even onions fall over when we get that much rain. So, how about we maybe take a look out here at some of the destruction? Well, right there, got another Williams banana came down. It didn't even crack off. They just up and went over in the mud, I guess. I got fruit up on that one, but it's tied up there against the fence. And I got fruit over here on this one, but it's got bamboo holding it up. That poor little green shoot right down there underneath the banana is my green sapote tree. Just got missed. Someone loves the green sapote. I see that my new garlic, which is coming up over here, half of it's gone underneath the banana leaves. Well, other than that banana, everything out here in the garden looks pretty good. I don't know, maybe my bishop's cap peppers got pushed down to the ground a little bit more than yesterday. Well, it's looking pretty gray out there towards the edge of the island, but again, no big deal. Just looks like more rain. It's really still. So I consider myself to be lucky with the Hurricane Lane hurricane after I got photographs from Iowa. Is one of the viewers who showed me his Indian popcorn stand after one of those Iowa thunderstorms moved through. Oh man, is that a mess. I imagine that's probably the same storm that went and flooded Madison, Wisconsin, too. Oh man, they're all it was a nice looking crop, too. And right at just the wrong moment when the silk was just turning brown, but the ears hadn't completely started to ripen out yet. The stalks got broken off. They got bent in half. He sent me a few photographs of it. Chances are the crop will be salvageable as long as the corn isn't parted from the root. It'll continue to ripen the ears at this point, so there's not a lot to worry about. But I know how it feels. It's so disappointing. I love growing corn, and you put out a crop of corn and it's perfect and it looks beautiful, and just staring at it makes my heart feel glad, and then a storm comes through and blows it all flat to the damn ground. Yeah, I've had it happen before. It kind of sickens you a bit. Yeah, Iowa thunderstorm compared to Lane the hurricane here in Hawaii. Wow, Lane's nothing. You should see them thunderstorms. I've gotten caught in them on Route 80 before. Rain stopped for a moment, so got a monarch butterfly decided to come out and feed. Okay. See. Beautiful, gentle thing. Do you know that there's a hurricane offshore? So, it surprised me though. That National Weather Service was saying that with this storm we could actually end up with tornadoes being formed. Now, that's kind of special. There's a couple of things we don't anticipate with the weather here in Hawaii. One is hailstorms, although they do occur somewhere in the islands almost every year. I did have one here a while back that punched holes in some of my crops one night. I never saw it. I was sleeping, but I saw the holes in the morning. But tornadoes? Boy, I thought when I left the Midwest I was over with that stuff. Well, apparently it can happen here. For the meantime, it's just another normal, gloomy, rainy day here in Hawaii. I'll let you know if anything changes. But I'm continuing reporting on Hurricane Lane. Aloha, hang loose,